Let's kick off the presentation today. Kia ora, welcome you all. I'm just using the Maori greeting to you all, welcome you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's an evening in New Zealand, and I know it must be early time in some of the countries too. Thank you for taking your time to join our webinar today. We had two staff joining us. We had Andre, and he is our postgrad programs senior lecturer. We also had Kavita Mages, and she is our team lead for admissions. Welcome you all to come to join our webinars. We're special to meeting you in the webinar today. Although probably I cannot see you, but I can see all your names popping up, and some of the names is quite familiar with too. So we had our students, applicants, and the families, and also we have our business partners in the Zoom room today. If you have any questions, put in the Q&A tab. At the end of the presentation, we will go through the questions and answers. We're recording this webinar today, and we will send you the recording link by the end of this week to your email address. So feel free to pop in all the questions in the Q&A. And now I hand over to Andre. I let Andre to introduce himself to you. Andre, it's yours. Thank you.
Hello, kia ora. Hi, my name is Andrei Kovalenko, and you can see my name on the screen. You can see my email as well. And as Ada mentioned, I'm one of the lecturers in postgraduate programs, teaching at postgraduate level at here at Ohomai. And I also work as a master's programs coordinator, and I also work as a faculty research coordinator. So one day a week I perform this role, and I'm also a part of new students admission process. So I review applications, in particular. At the moment, I review all postgraduate applications for postgraduate program like diploma, postgraduate diploma, masters by coursework, and masters by thesis. Firstly, I wanted to do a little bit of promotion and to explain to you why you should choose TOEI Ohomai. And there are quite a few advantages of studying in our institution, and here you can see them on the screen. First of all, now TOEI Ohomai is a part of Tipukina, and it's really it's the largest tertiary provider in New Zealand. So it consists of quite a lot of institutions, in particular 16 polytechnics. They were merged together. So your diploma from TOEI Ohomai Tipukina will be recognized and respected not only in New Zealand but also around the world. So even though Tipukina brand is emerging, it's not maybe that known yet, but its popularity is growing, and more people know about it. So, and also in why should you study at TOEI Ohomai? So many of our courses, they have this practical applied side. For example, I teach this course service sector marketing, and this year in particular, we had a few assignments that were based on real life scenarios. So my students and we went to a business, and so they could observe what is happening in there, and so their assignments were practical. When they completed their assignments, I sent a summary of the best ideas to the owner of this business, and he was really impressed by what my students managed to achieve. So it's not only about theory. So this is something that puts us aside from universities that often pursue this more theoretical academic type of approach in studies. And also because we have a comparatively large group of people who support students, like pastoral care staff, employability support. And also we, there are a few people in my team, in postgraduate team, and all of us, we are really approachable, and students get really fast feedback, and we respond to students' needs and expectations in many cases. In most cases, I mean, as long as we can have process their requests quickly, because, for example, at the moment I have quite a few students in the course that I teach, so it may take a day or two for me to get to their questions, but at the end of the day, people get what they are asking for. So in terms of the place where most of these, well, not most, all deliveries of postgraduate programs, they happen at Rotorua campus only. So here you can see the name of this campus, Makoia. So we don't deliver anything in Tauranga. And it's for international students, it's only face-to-face delivery. So, and besides, by as far as I know, by visa requirements, you are expected to attend all classes. And yeah, unless it's some of the classes, they can be online. So, and in terms of location, so Rotorua is within reach to some major cities in New Zealand, like Hamilton, Tauranga, and smaller cities. So, well, by your standards, it's going to be towns like Taupo and Whakatane. So it's in the middle of Bay of Plenty. So I have a few students who travel on a weekly basis from Auckland. I don't advise you to do that, but still it's a possibility. I mean, because Auckland is around 3-4 hours of driving away from Rotorua, but some students find it fine, okay, to travel that long. So ideally, you should stay in Rotorua when studying in our programs. Right, and now I will talk about specific programs. So we have 4 programs, and I will start with level 8 postgraduate diploma in management. So this program consists of 8 15-credit courses, and so in total it's 120 credits, and students are expected to complete this program within 2 semesters. So if you start in, for example, in February, you will complete your diploma in November the same year. So, and full-time students, they are taking 4 courses per semester. We have 3 major endorsements or strands in this program. It's business, health, and hospitality. Business, it's quite a type of generic endorsement. So people with any kind of background, any qualification, as long as they have, you can see below this list in terms of entry requirements, bachelor honors or postgraduate certificate, graduate diploma at level 7, or undergraduate degree. Most of our applicants, most of our students, they have bachelor's degree when they are applying for this program. So for business endorsement, it doesn't matter what kind of area specialty you have this bachelor's in. For health, we have a little bit more kind of expectations. You either have to have experience working in health industry, or your degree is also health related, or both. For hospitality endorsements, it's also fine to have quite a diverse range of backgrounds, but the majority of our students applying for hospitality endorsement, they have some experience working in hospitality, or if they recent graduates, they may have this aspiration to work in hospitality. And we have quite a few jobs now available for people working in hospitality. And Rotorua is one of the major tourist destinations. So we have lots of hotels and other tourist attractions in Rotorua. So there are quite a few jobs available for people who wish to work in hospitality. So here you can see also the amount of tuition fee for postgraduate diploma in management. So it's 27,500 New Zealand dollars. In terms of English proficiency, prerequisites, requirements, as you can see, it's 6.5 IELTS score, and no score should be lower than 6 point. So this is true about all our programs. So no matter whether it is diploma or masters by coursework or masters by thesis. So the same requirement. We don't have higher expectations for a higher level of study like masters by thesis. So this is briefly about postgraduate diploma. So now I will talk about Masters of Management by coursework. So this program is gaining quite high popularity. Later on, Kavita may explain why it is so, and because of some kind of opportunities with the post-study work visa. And here you can see the details about this program. So it's 180 credits. So it's obviously 60 credits more than postgraduate diploma. So it's one more 15 credit course on top of those courses that people are doing in diploma, and also 145 credit research project. So this research project, students are expected to complete within one semester. So, and also you can be based. So we have 2 for hospitality, 2 for health, and 2 for business. And so we will have one work integrated project. So, and similar to diploma students, coursework students are expected to have 4 courses per semester. And this program, it takes a year and a half to complete. So you will have essentially 3 semesters. So if you start, for example, in February 2023, you will complete this program in if you start in February 2024, you will complete it in June 2025, because I forgot that it's already 2023. So, and as you can see, similar to diploma, we have 3 endorsements: business, health, and hospitality in this program. And tuition fee is a bit higher. So it's 38, almost 39,000 New Zealand dollars. And also another discrepancy, another difference compared to diploma. So we have this expectation for the applicants for this program. People applying for this program, they need to have B average in their bachelor's transcript. So if you don't have B average, I suggest you to consider postgraduate diploma instead. So anything below B average doesn't qualify to study in this program. Also, you can see some other in this list some other types of programs mentioned, so like postgraduate diploma, and so this is the reference to the one that is delivered in New Zealand, so postgraduate diploma. And as you can see, the expectations as for English proficiency are similar to those ones in diploma, as I mentioned earlier. Right. The next program is a 2-year program. So it is called Master of Management by Coursework and Thesis. And as you can see, the main difference compared to Masters by Coursework is that instead of 45 credit research thesis, students in this program, they are doing a thesis. They are writing a thesis, and it's 90 credit thesis. And that's why this program is 2 years. So if you start in February 2024, so you will complete this program in February 2026. And other features of this program, they are quite similar to the coursework. As you can see, no major differences, but one of the key differences is, of course, is a tuition fee. It's 55,000, and that's mainly because it's a 2 years program. And in terms of entry requirements, it's here you can see also another difference. So it's this type of program can be appealing to students who do not have B average in their bachelor's. So we don't have this expectation of B average for to be enrolled in this program, and no major difference in terms of English proficiency as well. So this is briefly about Master of Management by Coursework and Thesis. And finally, this is another quite popular program, Master of Management by Thesis. And it's popular because it's a 1-year program. So it's a bit longer than diploma. It's 3-4 months longer. Because you, as a master's by thesis student, you will need to complete your 90 credit thesis, and it's more academic compared to coursework, master's by coursework. So it's more expectations towards the applicants who are hoping to enroll in this program. So as you can see, in terms of tuition fee, it's similar to the one of diploma, and that's partly why it's quite popular. But in terms of entry requirements, unlike postgraduate diploma, here you can see that the expectation is that the applicants should have bachelor honors degree. So it needs to be stated in your certificate that this is bachelor honors or postgraduate diploma. And I underlined it in business or related field of study. So it must be something related to business or management. Otherwise, like if you have a degree, for example, in health or engineering, you cannot enroll in this program, unfortunately. So, and that's partly because in this program, there is only one 30 credit research course. So, and people who enroll in this program, they are expected to know something about business and management. So their academic background should be the basis for their study, for their ability to complete this 90 credit thesis successfully. So also you can see here that I forgot to mention statement of purpose for all of these programs, including Master of Management by Thesis. We have a statement of purpose. So I suggest you all applicants for any of our 4 programs to write a genuine statement of purpose. So please do not use some generic statements of purpose. They cannot be written by AI like ChatGPT, because we are truly interested in why you want to study in our institution and why you selected this particular endorsement. So please do not try to mislead people who are reviewing your applications. So, and yeah, research proposal. Research proposal is a distinctive feature of this program. So in this research proposal, so, and here you can see the link to the form of this research proposal. So it consists of a few sections, such as study background. So you are writing a research proposal. So you need to explain what you want to study and why. Also, you need to mention methods that you plan to use. You need to mention research questions. And there should be even a small size literature review when you are writing this research proposal. So as you can see, the expectations are higher for the applicants in this program. So they need to be prepared well enough already. So they need to have some idea about research, what research is, what kind of methods can be used. Without this background, I suggest you to consider other programs that we offer, like postgraduate diploma or masters by coursework, or masters by coursework and thesis. Right, and a few suggestions as for writing this research proposal, knowing that quite a few of you may want to consider uh, why do we use this research proposal? So we want to establish whether our applicants are prepared enough to study at this level, whether they are capable of producing master thesis of acceptable quality. So I would suggest you to choose a topic that is related to what is happening in New Zealand, because after all, you are going to study in New Zealand. And it makes sense to familiarize yourself with what is happening in New Zealand. And so, of course, because this is a thesis that must be related to business, to managerial type of problems or opportunities. So it needs to be relevant to those areas, and it needs to be a current, important, and something that is supported by the relevant evidence. Yeah, and here you can see some major issues with research proposals submitted by applicants, like people copying and pasting paragraphs even, or maybe the entire proposal is copied from other students' assignments. So it's not acceptable. So please be aware that people who are reviewing your applications, they will be checking your authenticity of your research proposal, and authenticity also in terms of AI, artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT. So we have tools that allow us to identify the use of AI. And ghostwriting or outsourcing of your research proposal to someone else to write it. Of course, I will not be able, or someone who is going to review your applications would not be able to establish whether you or someone else wrote it. But when you arrive in here and you are clearly unprepared, because that person cannot join you here in New Zealand, so it will be we will realize it at some point, and then well, it can have really devastating effects. So please be honest. Please avoid using AI or ghost writing. and ideally don't use that many quotes. So it's more about understanding your ability to present your ideas in a logical manner and ideally in a good English. So if unsure, please talk to someone who has a higher level of English proficiency, but please do avoid using any type of AI tools that modify your writing to that extent that it becomes like AI generated type of content. So please use these cautiously or do not use AI at all when writing this research proposal. So this is briefly about research proposal for Masters of Management by thesis. And finally, just a few words about careers and academic pathways. So here you can see some of them listed for each endorsement. And on the right side of this slide, you can see some of our graduates as you can see, most of them, they found jobs in New Zealand, and some of them, they obviously work in such areas as HR, as management, as business analytics, as marketing. Also, one of, as you can see, one of our graduates, due to his background in engineering, so he found a job in that area. So opportunities are here. So, and I hope you will join us at some point, and so that and all of your applications will be considered favorably. So thank you.
Thank you, Andre. It's really comprehensive information for the presentation for the programs. Sorry for some of the people, you might see some of our presentation being freeze from time to time. It's because we had quite bad weather happening in Notlua now. It's thunder and storm happening, but hopefully most of you is not impacting your quality of the webinar. So thank you for the people putting all the questions in. Before we answering all the questions, when I'm looking, Andre, your last slide was getting me quite excited. Actually, 3 of their students, I remember them quite well. They were my classmates. So Kavita and I are both the alumni for the postgrad and master programs. We studied quite a few years ago for my postgrad, and Kavita joined the master of thesis. So we had fantastic experience with our lecturers. So Andres, one of my lecturers, taught me 2 papers. I remember that. So if you come to New Zealand, I'd love to share my positive experience with you. Right. Few things, Andre, I just would like to make it more clear and ask you a few questions. The industry projects is there. There's someone that put questions here. Can you explain what does that mean? In that you said it's a work integrated project. What's that mean? What is?
So it's a 15-credit course, which is students are expected to complete it in 1 semester. So usually it is done in 2 possible ways. So either based on your current work in New Zealand. So many of our students, they are employed during their studies, so we can ask them to consider what is happening in that organization where they work, like what kind of problems or opportunities can be capitalized on in this particular organization. And so essentially this course is about writing SWOT analysis, so SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and discussing, identifying these problems or opportunities and finding solutions for these problems and opportunities. Or the second option is that we may identify organization that needs our that needs support, and so students go to that organization, together with the tutor lecturer who is teaching this course, and they visit, they observe, and then they talk, ask questions, the employer, and based on that, they develop this SWOT analysis with some of the solutions. So it's not about like an academic type of study, like data analysis. It's more identifying problems and then suggesting some type of solutions for that particular problem.
It sounded to me it's really applied learning. I do remember when I did the project, it's a real project at my workplace. And I do remember my lecturer helped me to identify the problems and come out really good project for me and make it quite meaningful for the journey. So it's a really good paper. Okay, the next question is probably is a Kavita or maybe Andre's question too. What's the percentage for the B average?
So it's anything above 70%. 70%, and something that, well, I mean, in different countries, people use different scales. Just today we discussed what kind of scales they are using in the Philippines. So there it's different, like 75% in the Philippines is quite low. It's like the level of C++. So, but in most other countries, like in India, in Nepal, in Sri Lanka, so it should be around over 70%.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next one, I think, Andres, your question is more about data collections. So there's a students interesting to do the 120 credit Master of Management by thesis.
I can see this question.
In not familiar with the collecting the data. What kind of facilities or to collect data?
So, well, I mean, these platforms like SurveyMonkey, unless you we don't have a subscription for SurveyMonkey or Qualtrics. Most of our students, they are using Google Docs, so they are collecting data by using something that is doesn't require any fees. But yeah, in terms of how you do that, it's a standalone kind of discussion.
Yeah, and I understand when I did my data collection, I using survey. I think using Google Form to collect data that was quite effective and it's free.
Yeah, Google
and
Forms.
I know that was part of your the methodology paper. You will teach us how to do it, isn't it? How to collect data, how to form the questions together. So it's part of the studies.
Yeah. Questionnaire design, it's one of the topics that is discussed in our research course, and yeah, but that's not exactly what the applicant was asking about. So it's more about these different platforms available.
Okay, the next question is about the entry requirements. So that looks sounding to me as the student failed the degree studies but had a lot of work experience. Will you consider the kind of applicant for the postgrad diploma studies?
Sorry, I missed it.
So the students actually, so the applicants failed the degree program, their own degree program. However, the applicants had a lot of work experience. Will you consider the postgrad diploma offer to this type of the students?
Well, this is something that is beyond the scope of admission.
Seems I lost you, Andre. I'm not sure. So I lost you or you lost me.
I mean, it's more up to. So it's ideally there shouldn't be this kind of situation when.
Okay, sorry, I didn't get the answers.
So yeah, what I'm saying that without a bachelor's degree, undergraduate degree, it's not up to admission people to decide. It's up to managers. So it's not a question I can answer. I mean, it's really rare. Ideally, there shouldn't be this kind of situation. So applicants, they need to have at least a bachelor's degree to be considered.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next one is the student doesn't have a Bachelor of Honor degree. He or she might want to apply for Master of Management by thesis. Will you consider RPL or using their professional experience to replace the degree honor requirement?
Again, this is not a question I can answer. It's based on case by case. I mean, it's something that would not be that commonly used, this approach, because it's a part of entry criteria. Bachelor honors is the absolute minimum for masters by thesis.
Okay, yeah. So I think for the student who want to get into the special entries, it's quite hard for us to answer here now.
Yeah.
It's really need to be in a detail, send us as an application. So we will consider case by case. As Andre said, it's likely we have to take it up to the program lead to consider, and probably with all other support document as well. So not just a simple yes or no questions. Yep.
Yeah, and also the quality of research proposal, any kind of evidence suggesting that the applicant is capable to study at that level. So that would work in your favor.
Okay, yeah. The next one is more the data analyst questions about do we have facility for SPSS?
Yes, we have for SPSS, and technically it's a free open source platform, so you can install it on your laptop and use it anywhere. But yeah, we have SPSS.
And I do remember when I studied, I do join a workshop to study how to using SPSS. It's not quite easy, simple software you can use, and you'll master it straight away. So your supervisor would the go-to person for you to support your data analyst.
Yeah, definitely. Your supervisor will be helping you with that.
Okay. Let me see any other question coming up.
Well, I can see the question about percentage of plagiarism. We don't have a specific percentage. It's more about how the copied material is used, where it comes from. So if it's word for word copied from, say, student's assignment and no references, well, even if there is a reference, why are you copying word for word from other students' assignments? If it's a quote, a direct quote, then, and if it's properly cited, like author's names and page number, then it's acceptable. So that's why I cannot give you a specific percentage, but in general, there should be not that high, hopefully a single digits type of percentage.
Yeah. Plagiarism in academic studies is a big no-no, so I think trying to avoid it is quite important. While we're doing a study, it's quite, for the postgrad and master level, we do have the learning facilitator to supporting students before they study, and just how to avoid plagiarism is quite important. Okay, we also had a questions here about the post-study work visa. And I think, Kavita, I would like you to answer because probably are quite common questions. For the Master of Management Studies by thesis, the students asking whether they will get a full-time work visa.
Yes, for the thesis, immigration do give them full work rights. But please be aware that the course itself is full-time and it involves a lot of work and personal studies. So it is important that you check out and find out how much work you need to do before you sign up for a full-time work.
Yeah. Based on our Kavita and myself's own experience, if you don't have to work when you're doing your master study, try to not working. But if you had to work, just keep it as minimum as possible. As the study is quite heavy, especially if you want to gain for a higher mark. Moreover, it's quite important for the students also keep on track of the studies. If you keep anything delay, then what that means, you maybe need to extend for your study, and then the consequence, you probably need to extend for your visa. So it's quite a lot of impacts. So concentrate for study. Yes, you do have to work right for full time, but I think if you don't have to, try to just keep your work task is minimum. There's a question here. The student saying, hey, this person's completed a post-graduation. Now it's only online result available. Will the student eligible to apply for Masters of Management by thesis for 12 months course? So Kavita's more admission process questions. Kavita.
So Jeevan, please do send your results, the application form, and all the results that you have at the moment, because we still need to make sure that all the documents are certified either through your agent or Justice of Peace. So we will look at what is there, and because there is also the entry requirement as well. So please do send your documents in the first place if you're waiting for the actual results to come, so that we can start the process.
The next question is quite interesting, and I probably will a little debate as well. So more Andre's questions. Do your study program in weekends or weekdays in Master of Management by thesis?
Well, at the moment, we have well, a master's by thesis, it's only one course. So in the first semester of your study, you are doing research methods. And this is a 30 credit course, 1 semester course, and it's only 1 day a week. So at the moment, we have classes on Mondays. So people are on campus on Monday, and the rest of the week they are on their own. I mean, they are supposed to study, but many of them, they work, and some of them, they work full-time, my understanding. Ideally, as Ada and Kavita mentioned earlier, you should keep it to a minimum, because your study is a priority, should be a priority. So but in terms of being on campus, it's 1 day a week. At the moment, it's Mondays. Next year, it can be some other day, but yeah, for thesis. For diploma and coursework students, up to 4 days a week, you will be expected to be on campus. Usually it's 3, but sometimes, depending on how timetable is organized, sometimes it can be up to 4 days.
And also, plus, you also depends on how busy the supervisor. Then you also discussing when you're going to meet your supervisor, how often you meet your supervisor too. So that is also your study time. Based on my own experience, attending classes Excel is not much, but after class and for your own study, you're doing your research, you're reading. Then for my experience, I spend most of my weekends and weekdays at night to study too. So it's quite heavy. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, postgrad and master is quite a high demand programs for studies, but it's fun. At the end, you'll get a master degree. There's fun. And some of you, if you study really, really well, and for your thesis, then you can work with your supervisor to work on the publishing, to do the publication for you, and then your name will be probably last forever for your publication. So there's a big reward. Yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of meetings with supervisors, supervisors as a rule, they are quite flexible. If you, for example, live not in Rotorua, like I mentioned earlier, you are supposed to be on campus only 1 day a week. And some of our masters by thesis students, they live, say, in Hamilton, which is 100 kilometers away from Rotorua, or even in Auckland, which is like close to 300 kilometers. So if you want to discuss something with your supervisor, online discussion can be quite easily organized. So there will be no need to be on campus. So that's a possibility.
Yep, thank you, Andre. And seems like we answer most of the questions now. Kavita, there's any questions which you would like to share with people you already answer at the background?
No, I think it was just general questions. Not much of a.
Okay, so if you still have questions, please time the questions now while we are waiting. Otherwise, I probably will. Okay, there's another one coming.
There was something about
okay, there's probably
partner. Yeah.
Okay, there's a question for you, Kavita. Do the candidate need to pay the entire fee in a single payment or need to pay bi-yearly?
This, I guess, is for the 18-month Master of Management or the 2 years. Students, normally for the 18-month course, if you pay the full 18 months, then you do get a visa for the full 18 months. So you don't have to worry about extending your visa and everything in between. However, you do have the option of paying for 1 year, in which case your visa will expire at the end of the first year studies. And then you have to wait for your results to come through. Then you pay the balance fees, and then you have to apply for an extension of your visa. In case you are coming with family, you'll have to extend the visa for your family as well at that same time. So it would be best that you get the full 18 months, then you don't have to worry about the visa bits, but it's your choice.
Okay, the next question probably I can answer is, are there any study grants and scholarship for Master of Management by thesis? So I can answer that one. The fees Andre just put on the screen is already a study grant for people who study outside Auckland. So we're already including the study grant on the fees. For scholarship, only so far we had scholarship for the Pacific Island students. So if you're in the Pacific zone, then you probably can apply for their Pacific grant. There's a scholarship available for 2024. The next questions, I think that is for Andre. There's a question for you about the proposal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see
how to get the researcher guide from your universities, and then how can get connected with the guide for my project proposal.
Well, we don't have such guide for applicants. We have guides, instructions. We have a page. Well, I mean, it's not a page. It's a kind of on the platform that we use. It's for student study called Moodle. So we have a website, I would say, within that Moodle platform that helps students, enrolled students with their research, but we don't have anything like that for the applicants. And once again, the purpose of research proposal is to establish what you know about research and whether you are prepared for research. So we are not given too many tips besides those ones that I mentioned today. So it's more your background needs to help you in preparing this meaningful research proposal, not our guidelines.
So what you're saying is more about the students' own interest, also their career background to writing the research proposal, isn't it?
Yeah, but well, on top of what I mentioned today, there is nothing else I can give to the applicants in terms of writing a research proposal. So ideally, our applicants for a master's by thesis program, they already need to have some knowledge of research. They need to use this knowledge when writing this proposal. So, and the topic, yeah, it can be, it needs to be about business, and ideally it should be about New Zealand related type of topic, but we are not given any specifics in terms of what and how to discuss.
Okay, the next questions for probably more Andre's questions is if the candidates graduating from outside the field, outside of business, health, hospitality, will you consider the kind of a candidate for the program?
Depending on what program. I mean, if it's anything outside masters by thesis, then yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of background you have for business in particular. For health, we have some expectations regarding experience in health, as well as ideally their academic background should be also in health. For hospitality, we are also quite flexible. So even if you have some kind of Bachelor of Arts, for example, you can be still eligible to be a student in this hospitality endorsement program.
Okay, the next questions. Thank you, Andre. The next question is for Kavita. For the students for the postgrad studies, can they apply for post-study work visa from hospitality? So it looks like it's
just as a general background. So we do understand from immigration that if you complete the postgraduate diploma in management, the 1 year, you are eligible for a 1-year post-study work visa. And if you do the Masters of Management, you're eligible for a 3-year post-study work visa. There was a question, however, previously about green list and the ability to work. Our understanding is that the management qualifications are not on the immigration green list at the moment. However, we would refer you to the immigration website because so many things keep changing, adding and deleting. So please do check the immigration website for updated information.
Okay, so the next one is more Andre's question is about a research proposal. The students asking for the research topics related to the digital marketing and the green marketing topics.
Yep.
Well, that's acceptable.
Well, even though you call them general, these ideas, these tools like digital marketing or green marketing strategy, they need to be linked, connected to what is happening in New Zealand, not just in general. So it needs to be contextualized in New Zealand perspective, from a New Zealand perspective, not in general.
Okay, and also we had quite a few specific students individually asking for their individual cases. I think for that kind of students, quite important whether you're eligible to apply for that program. It's really you need to submit the application, and then we need to look at your individual your parchments and your qualifications and your transcript. Then we'll make the decision from there. It's sometimes really hard. I finished this program, can I do this? We cannot make the kind of general comment on that because we don't want to mislead you. You could be potentially, yes, you can accept it, but we really need to see your application. So put your application in, and I will get Kavita to put our email address there so you can contact us, and then we can answer your individual private question further after today's presentation. There's also, we had a quite interesting I think, Andre, this is more a research questions about the conceptual framework. So I think we've become quite technical here today. Definitely have some,
It's not mandatory. Many of our applicants, they may have no idea about mediators and moderators, so it's not mandatory. But if you feel like including this, as long as it is these are your ideas, not someone else's, so that you are not just repeating someone's framework, it's fine. Either way is fine.
Yeah, it's quite a technical question. It's got looks like there are a lot of researcher in our Zoom room that answer good questions. Okay, any other questions I can see? We can ask it.
Well, postgraduate diploma in risk and resilience management, we need to see your transcript to make a decision about whether you are eligible for masters by thesis, because it sounds pretty, I don't know, technical, not that management or business related, but maybe the transcript will say something different.
And we also had quite a few questions asked about whether the student eligible for post-study work visa, whether why I'm studying, can I bring my family over? They become quite visa questions. So I think we're better to put in writing, and then we'll work from there. We don't want to give a rush to give you an answer and mislead you for your family plan. So it's quite important, put it in writing. If we don't know the answer, we get the answer directly from immigration. Just for the students who are going to study with us, most of the students at the end of the study, we will normally invite immigration to come to our Zoom room, like the webinar today. We would discuss about what's your visa plan for the future, for how to apply for post-work visa. If you plan to settle again in New Zealand, what would be the pathway, apply for residence visa. So all that kind of workshop we will plan ahead. By the end of your study, you will meet immigration on their kind of online platform and discuss that all your options. All right, so I think we're close to 6 o'clock. I thinking we probably answer most of the question. Kavita, is any more question you thinking is quite we need to answer? We can answer it right now. Otherwise, it seems like we answer most of them.
I think generally it's all good. There is a driving license question there. Maybe that is something most students are interested in.
Okay, I can't answer, to be honest. I don't know the answer. So the question is, can we using driving license in Sri Lanka for the first year in New Zealand? Well, I suggest you, we're taking out online questions coming up for your preparation for your arrivals. Send us an email as well. Do send us an email. We get the answer for you. And for the people who are coming to our intake for November intake or October intake, or even you're thinking about February intake next year, we're always preparing that kind of online induction before you're coming to New Zealand to prepare you. And we do have a checklist for you to prepare how you prepare your journey to come to New Zealand. So there will be a separate workshop for that. So keep an eye for your email. We will send you that kind of information to you quite shortly. So I probably need to close our webinar today. So thank you very much, Andre and Kavita, to join our webinar today. Andre, do you have last words you would like to address to the audience today?
Yeah, I wish you all the best, all good luck with your applications, and please remember about those tips I mentioned, in particular for master's by thesis students for writing your research proposal. They're really important, and if you intentionally try to use some kind of academic dishonesty type of tools, so your application will not be accepted, and most likely it will not be reviewed again, even if you resubmit it. So please try to be honest when you're applying. Don't try to deceive us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Andre. I think my tips for me is try your best. It's quite important. There's a lot of information online telling you the tips how to prepare your proposal for your master applications. There's also YouTube. You can watch some of the video and learn some tips from there too. And there's some really good templates online as well. So I think look at all the kind of things, do your self-study and prepare your best proposal and submit to the admission team to assess your applications. So if you have any particular your personal questions, send us an email. You can see our email address on the chat box, international.applications@ohomai.ac.nz. So send us an email. If we could not answer your all your questions today, we will do it in an email. So we're looking forward to meeting you in person. Thank you so much to join our webinar today, and you take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.